All right. I think we're good this time. I think we're good. Let me know. But I did a little trial of this backstage. And yes, it sounds fine. Yes, thank God for that. No idea. No idea. No idea. Yeah, don't ask me why. Make sure it's still. Yeah, we good. We good. We good. Now, we can properly start this. I don't know what happened there. It was telling me before I was going live, it was telling me to clear up storage. Now, StreamYard often does that, and probably because I've downgraded the package. So I downgraded the package from the paid version because it really did. I didn't need the paid version. It made no difference. It gave me a load of extras, which did nothing really. So I downgraded it. And I think once I downgrade, maybe it's StreamYard being just, yeah, maybe StreamYard just not being helpful. And it kept telling me to free space, and then it wouldn't take. Yeah, I don't know. It's just we're good. We're good. It ain't gonna rain on the parade because it looks like we're getting Usyk versus Fury. Yes, actually looks, lads, like we're getting Usyk versus Fury. And I say that because it's not just Mike Coppinger, Tyson Fury, Frank Warren, Klimas, and Usyk himself have all acknowledged this. All right. So if they're all kind of singing from the same hymn sheet, I know when news of this broke, everyone was kind of like, and yeah, look, I was as well. I was getting excited, but I was kind of like, look, don't dangle the carrot, don't dangle that carrot or anything like that. But it looks like we're good. It looks like we might be very good. Let's try it again. Yeah, like I don't get it. I don't get it. That's just StreamYard as well. And plus, I need to. I was actually meant to get a new phone this week, and I'm due an upgrade. And I know this one is not the best anymore. Like iPhones, you only get a good 2 years out of them. And the store where I upgrade the phone, they're not back open until October the 3rd, which is a pain. But look, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. It means I'll have to do a few days of just kind of with this phone because it's not like I might put the SIM card back in the old one because the old one is actually better and it's older, but yet it works better. Make that make sense. Can't be completely binding. Fury can lose the title if he loses to Ngannou. As far as I was aware, the title's not on the line against Ngannou. But honestly, God only knows what kind of stipulation the WBC would have in that fight. And I see Ngannou was tweeted and said, don't write me off. Yeah, everyone's writing you off, mate. It's just, yeah, everyone gonna write you off because you never boxed before. And the guy you're going to be boxing is signed to fight for undisputed. So you're essentially meeting number one or number two in the division. You've never boxed before. Yeah, hence the reason why we all think Fury is going to win. And he will win. All right, Kiva, how was London? It was good. It was, I enjoyed it. It was really, really, really good. It was really, really, really good. I had a great time over there. And yeah, it's weird. Like, I'm only home since Tuesday evening. And I'm already kind of like, I want to go back over to the UK. I like the UK. I like it better than here. And yeah, like I'm counting the minutes down. I'd like to head over there full time, hopefully sooner rather than later. But obviously I need a lot of things. I need the funds to be good, and financially it has to make sense. Like what I mean by that is, I need to get myself set up with a job before I do anything. I can't just leave and just hope for the best. It's we got to do all that before we go. But to be honest with you, if I won some money, won like 10 grand, if even, and could definitely I'd leave tomorrow. I then just set myself up over there because I like it better over there. Yeah, we're good. Big up to JD. Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. 13K. Tomorrow's my birthday, so nice early birthday present. 13K and Fury Usyk. It's not a bad little way. Not a bad little way. So I'm happy with all that. Yeah, 13,000. We're actually on. I'll tell you exactly now what we're on. We are on 13,144 subs. Not too shabby. So we'll be at 14K before we know it, and then 15K even before that. Maybe we could do 20. Well, I'm hoping we can do 20K next year. All good, all good. Fury is the GOAT. He has a lot to do before he can attain that status. It looks like it did before. Yeah, hence the reason why I downgraded it, mate. It was 50 quid for no the camera quality. They sell you better camera quality, but it's not. It looks exactly the same. You get unlimited stream, and you don't have that silly StreamYard logo in it, but it means nothing to me. You know, I doubt, to be honest with you, mate. I would imagine that he is using the Ngannou training camp. Maybe camp is the wrong word. Maybe he's using it just to get himself into aesthetical shape. I can't envision, look, mate, I can't envision Tyson Fury, and nor would I expect him to be honest with you, to really go hell for leather and training for Francis Ngannou. I mean, why would he? Why would any top level boxer in the heavyweight division go hell for leather for Ngannou? No disrespect to him, but he's not a boxer. So, I can't envision Fury overtraining will be a massive problem. I think this is going to be more kind of a ticking over, keep fit, get a bit of the weight off, and then worry about the main boxing for Oleksandr Usyk. I would imagine that's what it's going to be. Come up on screen. Even G-Man, despite all the complications, stalling tactics that have been, I still think Fury beats Usyk, as do I. As do I. I think Fury beats him as well. MZ thinks Usyk wins by 12 round UF. I know you meant UD. I know you meant UD, mate. I know you're UD. Yeah. But, mate, if Krasuk is saying it and Usyk himself is saying it, mate, Usyk MD, I give Usyk a good chance. I think it's a very good fight. I think it's a very competitive fight. I favour Tyson Fury, but that doesn't mean he's necessarily going to win. Usyk wins by decision. Did no one see how bad Tyson looked against Otto Wallin? And, that's something that you have to take into consideration. Tyson Fury against Southpaws, Otto Wallin coming to mind. Otto Wallin is like a pound shop Oleksandr Usyk. Yeah, Fury did have problems with Otto Wallin, definitely. I know Otto Wallin is a lot taller, but he's not as fast as Oleksandr Usyk. So, it's going to be interesting. However, the counter argument is that Otto Wallin is a lot bigger and stronger than Oleksandr Usyk. So for Tyson Fury to impose himself on Otto Wallin would be a lot harder than someone like Usyk. Fury going to smack Usyk all over the place. The funny thing is, right, like, the Fury fanboys are going to come out. And look, I'm glad this fight's happening, right? I'm not having to go per se. But they're going to come out and call Usyk a bum in the lead up to this fight. And yet, if Fury beats him, they're going to say Fury's the greatest of all time. They literally are so stupid. They can't work out. They're undermining their favorite fighter by calling Usyk and saying Fury's got to do. And then, see, greatest is like, you literally made it out like Usyk was a bum. Shouldn't he just beat him anyway? It's like the people who come and say, he's going to beat this middleweight, blah, blah, blah. And then if he does beat him, which I expect him to, they say, see, he's the greatest. It's like, well, according to you, he just beat a middleweight. He beat a tiny little. Are you not bright enough to work out that if you knock the opponent when Fury beats him, you've lost him? You cannot say he's this, that, and the other because you've literally just undermined him. They can't work that out. Fury, Usyk, and Beterbiev, Bivol. Unfortunately, I've resigned myself that we're never going to get Beterbiev, Bivol. It's just never going to happen, mate. I'd love it. It's just never going to happen. You fancy Usyk? It's going to be interesting to see what the guys in here are picking. Those who are, objective from the outside looking in, who are you going with? That's what I'd like to know. Who are you guys going with? Fury or Usyk? And by what means? 124 in the building. If you haven't already, smash the like button. We ain't going to do a mad long live tonight, by the way. It's not going to be a massive live tonight. We're probably going to do maybe half hour to 40 minutes. It's not going to be a crazy long one tonight. It won't be. But we'll get a little bit of chit-chat in. Timing seems very sus to me. Hope the fight happens. A part of me actually thinks, and I do wonder, has this been part of the plan all along? For both sides, not just Tyson Fury, but for Fury and Usyk, almost to stall it out, see how much money the Saudis will actually cough up, probably a lot, but to keep it at the forefront of people's minds. You've Usyk fighting Dubois, people talk about that. Honestly, I don't think they intended on the low blow. I don't think they intended for that controversy. But you've the Fury pricing himself out and saying this, moving the goalposts. As Dev said to me last week when I chatted with him, it gets people talking. And I'm wondering if they had done Undisputed, say in March, like they talked about, would we be talking about it as much as we are now come September, going into October, with this fight potentially in December? Because it's on the forefront of everyone's tongue now. Everyone's talking about it. We were already talking about it before, but we're really talking about it now. And in some ways, do you think, now maybe, look, I'm just thinking outside the box here. I'm not saying this is true, but maybe has this been orchestrated by both Fury and Usyk to say, okay, we need massive attention on this fight. We need all eyes on this fight. So let's, kind of wink. I'll say this, you say this, I'll move this, go, you move this. Everyone's going to be bringing it up. Talk Sports, Sky, YouTube, they're all going to bring it up. And then maybe then we'll pull the trigger on it. Because let's face facts, everyone's talking about it. We all are talking about it. When news broke today, the views, everyone's talking about it. If they had just announced it, say in December, say in January last year, say January the 25th last year, say it was just announced, and then it was announced for March the 28th, hypothetically speaking, would we be talking about it as much as we are now? Oh, hell yeah. He was saying he wouldn't, but, it's a no-brainer, mate, at the end of the day. If someone offers you a couple of mil to do nothing, are you going to turn around and say, no, I'm going to I'm going to fight whoever, and I'm going to force for this. Now, you're going to take the money. And God knows, he might even make more in step-aside money than he will from actually fighting Usyk. To be honest with you, it doesn't need to be staged. Ngannou hasn't got a prayer. So it doesn't need to. Ngannou hasn't a prayer of beating Fury. He hasn't a prayer of beating any top heavyweight. Seriously. So I don't think it's staged. I think it's just the case of Fury's going to go in. He's going to absolutely steamroll Francis Ngannou, make a lot of money, and then the rumor mill is they're going to announce the fight then and there. With me, it's good news that we're getting about this fight, but I'm not 100% sure it will actually happen. We'll have to wait and see. It's looking good, and obviously we can, even on the way in, we can never know until both guys are in the ring trading leather. But by all accounts, this is the most, and it's weird, right? Because it did seem to me like this fight was just will we ever get it? And just when it seems, like in The Dark Knight, as Harvey Dent said, the night is dark just before the dawn. Just when it seemed it was gone, boom, we get it. Fury can't outbox Usyk. I don't see him finishing Usyk because of Usyk's in and out movement and elite defense. How does Fury win? I think Fury just roughhouses him. I think it will. I think it's going to be a very tough fight for Fury. But yeah, some people are going to say the body is a weakness for Usyk, and they're right. It definitely is. But Dubois is not as tall as Fury. Fury has never been a body puncher. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how Fury adapts. It's really going to be interesting. Big up to E-Machine. How are you, man? I don't see how Usyk can win this. He barely has a record of stopping heavyweights, and Fury is capable of winning every round. Well, power is not the be-all and end-all of heavyweight. Power isn't genuinely the be-all and end-all of heavyweight. You don't need to be a devastating puncher to make it at heavyweight. Look at the likes of Evander Holyfield. Holyfield was never a massive puncher. We speak of him as one of the best heavyweights of all time. Yeah, I know it is, but I think I'm getting quite lucky. Happy bloody birthday. I know my birthday until tomorrow. But this is a nice little. Oh no, it's on the zone, man. It's on the zone. On the zone. Yep, it is on the zone. We're looking forward to that. I don't know. And I'm not going to lie, right? I can't. Oh, for the Matchroom card. No, I'm not doing a watch along for that. No. I thought you were asking about Canelo. No, we're not doing a watch along for that. I'll probably review the main event. I'll review the main event. But in terms of doing a watch along, nah, man, I can't really be arsed doing a watch along for that one. In terms of Canelo, Charlo, I don't know. I'm just not as hyped as I should be. I'm just not as hyped for that fight as I should be. I don't know what's wrong, but I just don't feel as hyped for that fight as I really should. I really don't know what it is, but I just don't feel so hyped for that fight. I don't know. That's a good question. I can't really. It's not something I've thought of, to be honest with you, mate. It's really not something I've thought of. Being a realist here, I want to be excited, but this is Fury. I think the reason why I'm being excited is because we're seeing it from all the people involved. It's not like one saying this, the other saying this. They're all singing from the same hymn sheet. So for me, that's a good sign. That's a sign that, okay, this looks pretty good. Fury by late KO for you. Okay. Also, do you know something? There's a few things about that. Look, whatever you want to say about the main event, the card is stacked. Holy God, that card is stacked. I don't see it as a 50-50, right? I think David Adelaide, I've seen Hatman post this in the Element group, 3-1 underdog. Lads, that is 3-1 underdog. Adelaide, put some money on him now. 3-1 underdog. Holy shit. Put money on that. Adelaide to win. I'm going with Adelaide to win. 3-1 underdog. What the hell? I genuinely stumped. I thought he would have opened his favour. I really would have. Usyk couldn't. Well, Vitaly Klitschko couldn't stop Chisora. You know, Dylan White couldn't stop Chisora the first time. Chisora's always been durable. Fury haters on heavy. See, here we go again. They use that every single time. It's the term hater. You're pointing. Imagine we live in a society where if you point something out about someone, hate. Oh, but they can call someone else every name under the sun, and that's just, that's fine. We're allowed to. Fucking idiots. Funny how quick. Yeah, he dropped that pretty quick. That's Frank for you, though. That's Frank Warren in a nutshell. Frank Warren doesn't give a damn. As long as there's money to be made, they don't give a damn. I understand. I see where you're coming from, mate. Can't believe fans just believe it. We've heard this so many times. I understand completely that sentiment there, what you're saying. And I get it. I get it. But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. The fact that we're seeing them all singing off the same hymn sheet. We're not just seeing one, we're seeing them all. If it was Fury saying it and Usyk was saying the opposite or vice versa, I'd be saying, look, God knows, probably no closer to this today than we were yesterday. But they're all saying it. So that to me is it's a pretty good sign. Big up to Joe Stunner Boxing. How are you, man? I hope you're keeping very well. I really hope you're keeping well, man. Good to see you. I don't know what went wrong. Bizarre. Quite a bit of news today, but I'm in the I'll believe it when I see it camp. Fingers crossed. Maybe I'm jumping the gun, but maybe I'm being optimistic at the same time. I'm hopeful, man. I'm hopeful. I really am. I'm really, really, really hopeful. Yeah, there's something else, all right. They just, honestly, like these guys, I've said it once, I'll say it again. I've never seen fanboys as just so out of touch as these guys. Like, even the Wilder fans aren't that bad. And I've pissed off loads of fans on here over the years. When you toe a line and you just be objective, you don't fanboy for anyone, you're obviously going to get a lot of people who are fans of this fight, fans of that. I've had the AJ fans come at me, the Wilder ones. But the Fury ones are a different breed altogether. I mean, I'd say if you put them all together, you might get half a brain cell between them. To be fair, like this time, I actually have a feeling. Signed, yeah, I do as well, man. Fury gonna smash him night round KO. The 286 project. Shout out, man! You got 100 subs. I seen that the other day. I seen looking forward. I seen you post on your community tab. You got an interview coming up as well. Looking forward to that one. Hey, G man, glad the Undisputed fight has been signed after it takes place. The heavyweight division can get moving again. Yeah, look, I don't envision it's gonna be weird. Like I don't envision the winner being undisputed for long. They'll obviously have mandatories to come, and that's gonna be a bit. That's gonna be like, it is what it is. That's gonna be a bit difficult, but look, it's just the way it's gonna be. As long as we get an undisputed, man, I'm happy. I'm absolutely happy, man. I'd say Eddie. If he is shagging Sky Nicholson, I'd say that's the only thing that's going to make him happy. Because I'd say other than that, he ain't going to be a happy boy today. Usyk by KO, Usyk by UD, Fury by robbery, Fury in 8, Usyk UD. Interesting. Yeah, I favour Fury as well, man. I favour Fury as well. 258, 286, I should say, says 258 AJ. Usyk will win on points. It's a close decision. I just do my administration, man. Accounting administration. It's nothing spectacular. And the longer I'm doing it, the more I'm thinking, I need to get out of this. I need to try and do something else. I need to try and do something, whether it's writing, whether it's something in journalism. I need to do something in journalism because that is where I really want to be. Whether it's writing for a paper or something, anything. That's what I want to be doing. Because goddamn, I love doing this more than I love doing anything else. Best year in boxing. Canelo, Charlo. Yeah, it'd be as well. I would, it's a good question. For me, 2017 will still take some topping. That was a great year. 2017 was just, oh man. That's a good question. Honestly, like if we're talking peak for peak, Beterbiev. Right now, Bivol. Because I just think the injuries, the weight, the age, everything is called for Beterbiev. I'll still go for him over Callum Smith, but I think we're near the end. I think he maybe only has 1 or 2 fights left in him. So peak for peak, Beterbiev, but now Bivol, definitely. And it's going to be sad because if we do get to see that fight, I'll be happy and sad in one sense. I'll be happy we're getting to see it, but at the same time, I'll be like, it's not the Beterbiev. I don't think it will be. Fury by stoppage. Usyk can't hurt him. Well, if Steve Cunningham can drop him, there's a good chance Usyk can drop him as well because Steve Cunningham, even at cruiserweight, couldn't crack an egg. They're both elite level, but Fury has a significant height and reach and strength. Good man, big man versus good little man. It's going to be an interesting fight, man. I favour Fury, though. I do. Fury will be who I'll be going with going into this fight. Best year in boxing. I'd say this is to sell the Ngannou fight. Fury will pull out. I don't envision they do that because I honestly, right, if he does that and pulls out, I mean, even I'd say some of his fans won't even give him a pass, as dumb as they are. Some of them really won't give him a pass at that point. My reason is that while Fury cardio is very good, it's nowhere near the level of Usyk. I have to doubt in my mind. I have no doubt in my mind that Usyk will win the last 4 to 5 rounds. Mate, it's going to be a chess match. Yeah, G-Man, sorry it ain't happening. I'm telling you now, it will somehow fall apart. I'm one of the few who really believes we're going to get this and it's going to just go off without a hitch. Maybe I'm naive for thinking that. I was going to reach and grab the charger. Maybe I'm naive for thinking that. But I genuinely do think this fight is going to go off without a hitch. I really do. I genuinely think that it's going to go off without a hitch. I really do. I'm hoping. That's wishful thinking. Yeah, said that. G-Man, big up. Usyk will be calling Fury daddy. Yeah, these are the guys who are saying like crap like Usyk's only a little middleweight, Fury's the GOAT. And it's like, I was like, okay, well then how exactly is he the GOAT if he's beaten a little middleweight? It makes no sense. Actually use your head. But of course, again, Fury fans, it's just the drink Stella, watch Fury, ledge. They don't know anything else. It was all about that Saudi money. They made a point of no fight date. I can see Fury conning the fans and trying to use this as a PR stunt. I don't think so. I think that his his stock is already low in terms of his credibility with his fans, apart from the few fanboys he has left. I don't think they do it. I don't think they would. Big up from South Africa. Shout out, man. David Graham, how are you, man? Just wondering how Usyk will actually get to Fury and land clean. That said, I think Fury's body is tired and battered. Should be a good fight back in Usyk. Well, I think if Chisora can close the distance down, Usyk definitely can. I just think that Fury will adapt. He's very good at adapting. He's got a very good ring IQ. It would be funny if the fight was called off due to some arbitration. Oh, no, not again. Don't mention that word. No. Do not mention that word, man. We had enough of that. We've had enough of that. Oh, definitely could. I don't know. I really don't know. England will be the home to the undisputed. I think it will, personally. I think it will. Big up to Artem MMA. Big up to you, man. Happy birthday for tomorrow. A friend's lad has his 50th birthday tomorrow. I'll be attending his party, so you're in good company. There you go, man. I'm in good company. There you go. Happy birthday to your mate as well, man. Happy birthday. I don't really celebrate my birthday, so I'm literally going to do nothing. I might get a pizza and just watch the Matchroom show, and that might be the height of it. That literally might be the height of it, because I'm not really one. I've never been one for celebrating my birthday anyway. So for me, it's just going to be a case of maybe maybe just kind of let the hair down a bit. I don't normally get pizza. I might get pizza or something, and then boom, we'll watch the Matchroom show. And thank you to Adam Lord for the £10. Every bit helps. A little bit helps. I always say that. Thank you, my man. Not to sound too much like Teddy Atlas, but I feel Usyk has the mental edge going to this fight. The whole country motivating him. Usyk is definitely the type to use that as fire. Certainly, that would be something that he will definitely use as fire. And we talk about the Dubois fight. It was like Usyk didn't look good in that Dubois fight. He didn't look the best after he got hit with the body shot. But before that, he looked just fine. As far as I was concerned, he looked just fine. He looked the same Usyk as we always see. Where are we in the chat? Man, I thought Sandy Ryan won that fight. I couldn't believe what I was watching. Jessica, it's interesting because wasn't it McCaskill who basically said that, I can't remember exactly what she accused her of, but wasn't she the girl who accused her? Nothing in that sense, if you know what I mean, just something like corruption. And it's ironic that she's the one who gets the decision and it's Sandy Ryan doesn't. That was man, look, £2 is £2. It's not much, but cheers. I appreciate that. £2 is still £2, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, my man. Really do. I appreciate that. £2. You don't have to say that much. £2. It's a lot to someone, man. And it means a lot to me. Even just the support, man, I'm happy with that. All right, man? I'm happy with that. Don't you be worried. When was the last Southpaw? Out of Lynn. 4 years ago. It was about... Was it September 23rd, 2019? I think that was the date. September 23rd, Saturday, September 23rd, 2019. I think was when he fought Otto Berlin. Fought him in Vegas. That's the last Southpaw he's... No, he hasn't. Other than the first round, Dillian White fought Southpaw. He hasn't fought a Southpaw since then. So was everyone, Andy. He's brought it to... Yeah, he's been slagging him for months, though. Where the hell are we? I think January is more likely date than December for Fury Usyk. Fury doesn't look in the greatest shape. No, he doesn't. And a fight's a fight. He needs a proper camp. I suspect, and again, it is just my suspicion, I suspect that that's what he's going to do. He's going to probably use the camp as such. Will we call it a camp? We'll call it a camp. He's probably going to use the camp for this Francis Ngannou fight as basically get rid of the ring rust, get rid of everything, and just get sharp for the Oleksandr Usyk fight. So essentially, if you think about it, he's into a 3-month camp for Oleksandr Usyk, which just involves Francis Ngannou along the way. I think that's what he might be doing. He got back into a corner by his fans and he had no choice. I'm telling you now, right? I'm telling you now, man. I reckon that what people like me, Ade, Hatman, Outmatch, Jamie, Chris, what we do, Dell, Blue Collar Sports, Ade, I reckon what we do has definitely helped get this fight. Because you look at these channels, and at the end of the day, people come to here because they know, all right, G-Man is what G-Man says is what he thinks. Same with Hatman. You know, they're not bought and paid for by anyone. The only money I get for this is the YouTube ad revenue. I'm not paid by Hearn, Warren, the Zone, anyone. Certainly not Ben Shalom. I think that guy must hate my guts because I never have a good thing to say about him. And there is nothing good to say about you, Ben Shalom. Awful promoter. And we just say it like it is. What chance this won't have a rematch clause? That's a good question. I wouldn't know. Credit to Bob Arum and Frank Warren, 2 Hall of Fame promoters. Yeah, they got the fight over the line. And actually, I want to big Frank Warren up because that Nicky Ball, I was thinking of Jake Ball. Remember him, the light heavyweight Eddie Hearn signed, who had no chin. Like, he made Amir Khan look like an Eddie Golovkin in the chin department. But Nicky Ball is fighting Usyk Dogbay. And that card, that card right there, that might be the best British card this year that's not been on pay-per-view. That card that Frank Warren is putting on in November, I think it's November the 18th, is carnage in a good way. That's going to be a flipping amazing card. Honestly, I can't wait to see that. And Nicky Ball versus Usyk Dogbay. Oh man, that is going to be, that's going to be something else. That's going to be something else. Now, Hatman is premiering. Oh man, Hatman and me are clashing. I was like, I had over 200 there, and there's only like 100. I was like, what the hell happened there? Because normally, like, the numbers tend to stay. So Hatman doing look, it's fine, man. Big up to Hatman, member of the Boxing Brotherhood. Hatman is live with his reaction. He's doing what I do with midweek report review of the week. He's premiering it, which kind of like, it's not a live, but you can do the live chat and you can donate and stuff like that. Does this news make AJ? Well, the Wilder fight, mate, I don't know. Unless the WBC order it, in which case maybe then we'll see Eddie Hearn and, Shelley Finkel, Al Heyman get the finger out. I'm not massively optimistic we'll get that fight early in 2024. Might get at the back end. But who does AJ fight then? Does Eddie Hearn? Honestly, would Eddie Hearn go down the road of fighting Filip Hrgovic then? Because Hrgovic is obviously going to get step-aside money. He get a couple of mil. Fight AJ for a couple of mil. And the winner is mandatory for the undisputed winner. So you would think that logically, if you want to get AJ back in the world, I'm just thinking, put my promoter's hat on and thinking, right, if I want to get him back on the world stage and maybe have a fight against, especially if Fury wins. Imagine AJ's mandatory with the IBF, and they enforce their mandatories, and Fury has the IBF. Although saying that, I know Fury did say, and I can kind of, to some extent, understand it, that if he won the IBF, he wouldn't keep it. And I can kind of get where he's coming from. They didn't really give him, I know he shouldn't have had the immediate rematch for Vladimir Klitschko in the contract. He should have just said no. And obviously there was a mandatory with the IBF. I kind of get it, but at the same time, they should have given him a bit of leeway. Yeah, he's a southpaw. Yeah, ask Joe Joyce. He found out the hard way. Great performance by Zilizan. Really was. And thank you, Reese. I appreciate the £5, man. I really do, man. £17, man. Not bad, man. £17 for just 30 minutes work. Can't complain. I make more than some of these delivery drivers make in a night. Just by doing that. Just by £17. Some of them have to do 3 hours just to get £20. Props G for consistency, quality content. Who you picking tomorrow? Canelo UD seems inevitable, but part of me thinks Charlo could shock the world. I don't know if Charlo is going to be able to carry that weight well. I know he's a big guy, but it's very different carrying that weight into a 12-round bout. I suspect Canelo will win. If we're talking about Canelo of 2021, I think he knocks Charlo out mid to late rounds. I really do. But I would reckon the safe money would be Canelo on points. That's what I reckon. And thank you, mate, for the £5. I really appreciate it. Where are we? Keep getting lost in the chat here. I think I missed one of Joe Stunner's chats, actually. There we are. Don't forget Joe Stunner Boxing. You've been slagging off Warren for months. They deserve every bloody word. Yes, mate, you have been. And you've been doing a pretty damn good job. As we all have. I think we've all worked overtime. We've all worked overtime on this, man. We really have. We really have. And I'd like to think that because we do that, then, you know, it's helped get this fight over the line. I mean, at the end of the day, right, you know, when I was at the Joyce Zhang press conference last week, I was like, holy shit, like, there are fighters here. Like, young Moses Atelma came over. Well, I actually came over to him. And straight away, you know, obviously I interviewed him, so he did remember me. But straight away, oh, gee, man, and he shook my hand. And, you know, Dev, you know, straight away recognized me. So there's people, I was like, oh, God, these watch my videos. And I'm thinking, like, Jesus, these are you know, broadcasters and thinking, and they're watching a guy from Dublin talk about boxing. But I guess we underestimate the reach we have, which we actually probably do. We underestimate, like, who is watching our videos, you know, and stuff. Like, I remember Ade was saying, you know, how many of the guys, you know, from the zone and stuff like that would watch, you know, people like me and Hatman. And you're kind of like, holy crap, like, how many? You don't think about that when you're actually doing it. And then you're like, my God, there's people in the industry who actually do genuinely watch our videos. And True Geordie watches my videos as well. He's rocked up in the chat a couple of times. And you think, like, Jesus, you know, that really does have a bit of a reach, doesn't it? It's crazy, but it's like, you know, you forget that. And thank you, Reese Cooper. Have another fiver, brother. Quality, man. That's the birthday fund, man. That's the birthday sorted, man. Early birthday present. I appreciate that, man. In terms of people asking about Canelo watch along tomorrow, I'll probably get a thumbnail ready for it just in case, but I'm not going to promise that I will do a watch along, because I'm just like, that fight, I'm not really as up for it as I was a couple of other Canelo fights. I don't know why. Maybe it's not been marketed the right way. I think as well, it didn't help the fact that we didn't know what broadcaster we'd have it in the UK until literally this week. That didn't help. So you were kind of like, who the hell am I watching it on? Will it be pay-per-view? What's going to happen with it? And I guess for me, like, it's kind of like, will I watch it? Won't I? Like, I'll watch it. Don't get me wrong. I will watch it. But will I do it live? Because believe me, doing a live watch along on a UK show, I mean, you need a good 2 hours to kind of relax after everything, because you've been talking for so long, you've been sitting for so long, you've been commentating on the fight. You to be bloody flipping buzzing with energy after it. You don't want to be buzzing with energy at 5:45 in the morning, trying to get a little bit of sleep. You don't really want to be doing that. You do not want to be doing that. I personally don't want to be doing that. That's one of the things I learned from doing a few watch-alongs late last year, late at night. It was like, oh my God, I'm absolutely shattered. But I'm just, you know, head racing. At least Adam Smith brought a bit of passion to Sky. The Boxer platform is there. For all his flaws, I will give you that. He did do that. You could tell that Adam Smith did love the game. He loved the sport for all of his flaws. And there were many. He did. You can tell this guy had a love of the game. He did. He loved the sport. He got into it like a fan. And I think that, you know, Adam Smith, me and him will never be mates. But give me Adam Smith every day over Ben Shalom. That guy hasn't a clue what he's doing. That guy is just bizarre. As I said, imagine Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren. You take their worst traits, but none of their qualities, and you smash them together, you get Ben Shalom. That's what you get. Thank you, mate. I definitely won't be drinking tomorrow. Have no fear. But I will tell you what I will do. I will get a 4-pack of Lucozade. I might have a Lucozade tomorrow instead, because it's a 4-pack is like $4.50. So I'll have change to spare, mate. Mate, honestly, I appreciate that, and I thank you. I hope you're okay, mate, and you're all keeping well as well. I really do, man. I hope you're all good, man. 100%. Oh, it'll be holy shit, mate. 50 quid, man. Mate, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Happy bloody birthday, mate. Salute to you, man. Thank you so much, man. 50 quid. Holy shit. Like, don't worry about YouTube monetizing it now, man. 50 quid. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Holy shit, man. Mate, thank you. I really greatly appreciate that, man. I really do. Bloody Nora. 50 quid. Mate, honestly, I don't know what to say. Thank you so much for that, man. I appreciate that, man. I really do, man. Thank you. Adam Smith cared about boxing and he held things together well behind the scenes. This is the influence what Ben Shalom needs. I've heard rumors about Adam Smith. And these are rumors I hope, I'd almost rather it was the gambling than what I've heard about Adam Smith and it's health-wise. And I wouldn't wish it on anybody if it's true. And it almost makes me wish it was a gambling issue rather than what I've heard, health issues. And I get, look, Adam Smith, I guess like when you how do you say it? Like Adam Smith had a passion. You know, when a fighter got hurt, you know, he did a great job commentating on, I can't, Morales. Well, not Morales. Oh, what was his name? I'm forgetting. Oh my God, his name escapes me. He's dead now. But Diego, I can't remember his last name. But you know the fight I'm talking about, the brilliant fight. Diego, oh man. No, it's gone. You know the fight, 10th round knockout, came back from 2 knockdowns in that round. Adam Smith was commentating that fight for Sky. Diego Morales. And if you listen to the Sky version or Diego Corrales, thank you. If you listen to the Sky version, because you can find the Sky version of that fight on YouTube, and you listen to how animated Adam Smith gets on commentary, that's when he's doing his best work on commentary because he's so animated, he's so into it. You can tell this guy loves the sport. You can tell when you listen to that commentary. Never mind any of the one-liners he comes out with. Never mind the virtue. Never mind any of that. But when you listen to him commentate on that fight, you can tell this guy loves his boxing. And you can even hear he's almost getting emotional at what he's just seen. And it was an amazing fight, that 10th round in general. But when you listen to him, and another one as well, when Danny Williams fought Mark Porter, I think it's Mark Porter, when Danny Williams' shoulder went out, Adam Smith was commentating on that fight as well. And Adam Smith is talking just as the fight is going. Well, Danny Williams has one arm, basically. And he's like, oh, they should throw in the towel. They should stop it. And when Danny Williams lands that left hook, Adam Smith just bursts into life. But it's amazing to listen to because you're actually captivated by it because you can hear how into it Adam Smith is. And he's roaring into the mic, but it's not like, it's not bad roaring, if you know what I mean. It's not like he's just shouting into it. He's just like, this is amazing. It's unbelievable. And it is because you're watching a guy with one arm basically come back and win a fight. It was just, yeah. I guess kind of when we look back and now we've got old dreary eyes and, you know, half witty and dreary eyes. It's just kind of like, oh, give me Adam Smith any day of the week over, you know, trust fund. I've heard things about Adam Smith's health too, could be rumors, and I hope that is the case. He's not, no, he doesn't, no one deserves that. Jesus Christ, I wouldn't wish that my worst enemy. Good Lord. No, I hope it's not the case. And look, I'd like Adam Smith to come back. I miss Adam Smith at the darts. Adam Smith was a great commentator on the darts. If you ever listen to him commentate on it, I would argue that he's probably a better darts commentator all round than a boxing commentator. And what I mean by all round is he could commentate on any darts match and you'd be interested in it. Whereas it would be certain boxing matches you'd be kind of like, oh, Adam Smith. And then other ones you're like, actually, no, it's fine. Eddie really hasn't helped himself with the comments about Joshua. No, he shouldn't have said that they're locked in. He really shouldn't have, because doing that, it just kind of, it's like, you know, saying, you know, I guarantee, imagine you say, right, imagine your mates organize, you know, a dinner and you have to bring your girlfriend. You don't have a girlfriend, but you say, I'm going to bring a date. And she's going to be this amazing, this 10 out of 10, this 10 out of 10. Yeah, brilliant. And then you arrive up with, your neighbor's daughter who, recently got dumped, and you're wondering how the hell did you even have a fella to begin with? Yeah, people are going to ask questions and say, well, you obviously went to Poundland. Well done. You got what you pay for. I don't know. I don't know where it's going to be. Yeah, that was an amazing, amazing fight. I'm more than welcome, mate. Quality channel, top bloke. Thanks for all the content. And there'll be many more. There'll be much more to come, mate. Much more to come. I really do. I'm probably going to record for the next few days on the spare iPhone. If this one, I think, is on its last legs, I need to get an upgrade. And I was actually going to get an upgrade on it yesterday. But a place called Air is where I have my phone contract with. And I upgrade it every 2 years, every September. And I actually went in yesterday evening with the intention of doing some shopping and getting the upgrade. And straight away I was like, God damn it. They're getting the store renovated, not open till the 3rd. So I have to go in next Thursday. It's late night shopping in the pavilions in Swords. Which is kind of like if you've ever been to Westfield in Stratford. I reckon whoever designed Westfield and Stratford went to the pavilions in Swords and just looked at how they have it laid out. Obviously, Westfield is 3 times bigger, but they obviously looked at how it's laid out and said, right, this is how we're going to do it. Because to walk around Westfield, it's literally like a carbon copy. I remember the first time I went in, I was like, I'm literally walking in the pavilions, but just with different stores and bigger, a lot bigger. With all of his 5 subscribers. Look, he shouldn't have said it was locked in. If not Wilder, what think they'll do next? I'd say they'll probably go down the Filip Hrgovic road, to be honest with you, mate. It wouldn't shock me if they did. I think that's what they're probably going to do. Because for that reason, they'll get a crack at the IBF. And they'll get a crack at the winner of Fury Usyk. So they'll get the biggest name in the heavyweight division. And it's mandatory for it. And I think that mandatory comes before the WBO. So, kind of a no-brainer. Guy Fawkes. Yeah, but it's a great place. Like, that Westfield is amazing. I go through, well, I stay in Stratford a lot of the time. Like, I spent 2 days in Stratford last week. And I had to meet Ade on Monday in Stratford, actually, as well. We went for a drink together on Monday evening. So I spend a lot of time up there, and like it is amazing. And the funny thing is, I never realized. I actually thought that was the main Westfield until I seen Shepherd's Bush. Holy mother of God, that place is a different level altogether. I mean, that place is mad, but the one in Stratford is absolutely amazing as well. And they're both really, really good. Like, they are absolutely huge, and I think that's one of the reasons as well why the East End, the rent is there, though, because you've got such good. Like, literally, Stratford is nowhere from like kind of Bethnal Green and Miles End and places like that. Even if you're going from Bank to Stratford, it's not that far. So it's just crazy. Oh, Cameron to win easier. I can't see Katie Taylor winning that fight. I picked Cameron to win the first time, and I've got Cameron to win the second time. I can't see how Katie Taylor wins that fight. I didn't think when they announced Cameron as the opponent, I was like, oh, you've just given Katie Taylor an L. And they did. And I reckon she's going to take another L. I reckon that's going to be the end of Taylor, to be honest with you. AJ Hrgovic in December is a great fight. Enough danger to sell, but I'd be certainly picking AJ in that one. Massive shame that we not get Wilder, but we always knew it was dubious. Yeah, I know, man. I would have liked to have seen Joshua Wilder. But I think you're right. With Hrgovic, with Hrgovic, there is a bit of a risk there, because if he turns up and we get a really good Hrgovic, it's a great fight. It's a dangerous, very dangerous fight. But that Hrgovic who fought Zhang was bad. Well, Zhang turned up very well, and Zhang showed that he is better than we all thought. And I thought Hrgovic couldn't look as disinterested as he did in that Zhang fight until he fought Dempsey McKeon. I mean, that was just, I was looking at that like, what on earth was that? So if that Hrgovic turns up, AJ ain't going to have to worry too much. Sky messed up when they got rid of Paulie. Paulie was brilliant. We love Paulie. Absolutely great commentators, Paulie Malignaggi, the gentrification of London. Mate, I've heard it all. I've heard, I spoke with Bass at the press conference, and he was saying about how Brixton's been gentrified. Even Hatman's talked about that, Bethnal Green. And someone was saying, I've heard, believe me, I remember Ade was telling me, we went for a drink in the Stratford Hotel, which is absolutely lovely. Oh my God, I've walked by it, but I've never actually had a drink in it. It was absolutely gorgeous. Me and him had a drink together on Monday. And he was telling me that, all this 11, 12 years ago, it was just marshlands. And you'd never think, because I've only ever gone to Stratford and seen a really, really, really nice town. And obviously, Ade kind of said, you're in Stratford City, realistically, where Westfield is Stratford City. E20 is more Stratford City, E15 is more Stratford, like Forest Gate. It's not as nice, but, is York Hall still going? It is indeed. Great little centre. 3 hard hats report in Brentwood. An older gentleman and his son, and a younger gentleman with tea bags hanging around their neck. What the fuck? All right. Other billionaires. It's crazy. Yeah, man. It is expensive. That's the one thing I will say. Yes, so I've heard. Like Leighton and places like that. Yeah. So I've heard. But I just like it over there, man. I like it over there. I like it so much. Like, obviously for me, my favourite place is Westminster, but yeah. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Not a hope. Not a hope. I like it around there, and I just like it. I like it all around those places. It's pretty good. I just want to get over there and just try and see what we can do. Get 2 events, meet up with that. And actually, Ade brought me on Tuesday, because I flew home Tuesday evening at 5:30. So I had pretty much the whole day free. And he brought me to the face-off for Sonny and Bam, which was, nothing major happened at it, but it was just being there was just like, wow. And I met some Matchroom staff. They were very, very nice. I met Jesse Rodriguez, who was a very quiet chap. Nice young man, but very quiet. Sonny Edwards, who is literally full of life, even off air. Like, literally, when the cameras are rolling, he don't stop. That guy just don't stop. It's incredible. And, seeing all that was just amazing. When you see all that, you're like, holy crap. What the hell? So, yeah, for me, it was like, I've got to do this sooner rather than later, because these experiences are just experiences, not everyone gets to see, and I'm getting to see them, and it's like, holy crap, I want to keep doing this, I'm from Haringey, and also lived in South Tulse Hill. Both are very expensive areas now. Yeah, I've heard up until about the 80s, London was not too bad to live in, and then it just went, whoop. I know. I like it around there. The south of England is typically dearer than the north of England anyway. Like, if you went out of London and went to somewhere like Brighton or Winchester or somewhere like that, particularly like Winchester, you're looking at very dear areas. I've got I've got Gassiev by stoppage. Gassiev by stoppage, mate. Gassiev by stoppage. All London is crazy now. Rent through the roof. Yep. Oh, I know. And if you're young, go to Oz, have fun or whatever, live the adventure. I actually seen Reese was saying that 25, and I'm seriously considering moving to Oz for work and live for a few years. Just need to grow up here and do it. Do I had a few mates from Swords who moved over there last year. Now, they wouldn't have been very close mates, but there's loads over there, and by all accounts, they're happy. However long they stay, I don't know. 2 of them are living in Sydney. It's never a country that appealed to me, to be honest with you, mate. It isn't really, but even in the gym I train in, there's people there who are moving over next year. They're going to be working in the mines and stuff like that, they were telling me, and apparently there's people crying out for people to work down there. So I guess there's money to be made there, and, see, I'm sure it'd be an adventure, but it's never, that region of the world never really appealed to me, to be honest with you. It mainly been Europe and kind of certain states in America. Definitely certain states. Oh, well, you would just easily get some stuff there, mate. Easily. I'll read that now in a second, mate. What area in London would you base yourself? Probably E15. Probably the East E15. If I won the lotto or got like a crazy good job, then maybe somewhere in Westminster. Maybe. But that's a pipe dream. It'd be probably E20 or E15. A friend of mine sold his nan's former council house in South London and made enough money to open an art gallery in Hastings. That's crazy. That's true. If you own property in London, you'll never starve. True that. Yeah, it's not somewhere I'd consider. New Zealand is better than Oz, in my opinion. Beautiful place, beautiful people. I've heard a few people say that actually, that they actually would rather New Zealand to Australia. And they are far away. They're like 2,000 miles apart. No, they don't look it on the map, but they're freaking far away. I don't know. For me, it's always been just London, UK, kind of, because that's not too far. If I was ever to go to America, because I'd looked at a few places in America, the only places that I really ever looked at and thought I wouldn't mind living there would be Florida. I was going to say Massachusetts, but realistically only Boston. Boston seems that's probably the number one place in America I'd want to visit. It's Boston. I'd love to visit Boston. I don't know why. And I know, like, you go to Boston, like, you're going to have Irish people everywhere. So you're not really, but I don't know why I'd always said I'd love to go Boston. Europe is, it depends, or Canada, just anywhere other than where I am. I sort of feel like that as well. I've been in Ireland my whole life. Get me the hell out of Ireland. Yorkshire in the north, in the northeast. Yorkshire's in the northeast, isn't it? Actually, a very good question. Do you think Thailand is one of the most underrated boxing nations? They never get mentioned, but they always had countries in the lower weight division. Yeah, Sorumvasai, just to name a few on the pound for pound list. That's actually a very good shout. Thailand doesn't get enough credit, and Thailand produces very good fighters. It really does. It's a very good shout you made there, mate, as well. Something we don't think about enough as well. Yeah, Romania, Bulgaria would be lovely as well. Countries like that, Romania, that'd be interesting, all right. Yeah, I know. I was literally going to say, I was going to call it. I was going to call it. The topics became so fun, and they kind of strayed away from Fury and stuff like that, and Usyk. But I will call it here. Hopefully, we'll do a Sunday live. We'll do a Sunday live. For now, we'll call it there. I hope you all have a great evening. I really do. Shout out to Reese once again for the 50 quid, mate. I appreciate it. Great birthday present, by the way. Really don't know what to say. Thank you. That's all I can say. Thank you so much. And mate, I hope you all have a great evening. We'll do a review of Apataya versus Thompson. I can't imagine I'm going to be working very long on that fight, to be honest with you. I'm thinking that might not even go a round or two. Seriously, I'm not thinking that might not even go around. Because Thompson, I don't think he's got much of a prayer against Apataya. And then we'll obviously do, at the very least, a post-fight review for Canelo Charlo. At the best, a watch-along. And definitely we'll do a live on Sunday. So for now, I'll leave it there. Lads, smash the old like button. Peace.